Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Test Automation Lab. So in the last video we saw like how we can create this Google automation project using Maven, and we created this folder structure for the page objects. So where we have the pages, like all the objects that we need for Google home page and Google result page and all the functions we need. And in this source test Java we have our test case. So we have two test cases actually, Google home test and Google result test, and we were able to execute this test from test.ng, right? So here in the test.ng.xml file we have created a suite, so you can provide any suite name here, and then we executed this Google home test. We can give some same test name or anything here in the test name section, but the most important thing is the class name that you want to execute for this test and this test. So you can have n number of test cases you want to execute, and if you want parallel you can do just parallel tests, so it will execute parallel, right? So this is what we saw in the last video. Now what we want to see is like, okay, how we can, so if you go here in our test, say Google home test and Google result test, so if you see right here we are providing Docker. So every time we are searching with Docker and every time we are clicking the index 3, so how we can parameterize this part? So that's what we want to learn. So friends, there are multiple ways in the Selenium to parameterize, so let's discuss few of them. So first is like we have a test annotation at the rate, after and before annotations in the test.ng. We have one annotation called data provider. So let's see what is this. So data provider, let me create one function first. Public get data. Okay, so I want to get data. Good, looks good, right? So let's first see what is this, import data provider. So from test.ng we will import this data provider. So now it's good. Now we want to get this, whatever we want to search and whatever index we want to click, we want to get that data from this function. So let's see, we want to search Docker, right? So we will say we want to search Docker. Sorry friends, it should be here, right? So we want to search Docker. So that is the first thing, and when you search the Docker you want to click the index number 3. That's what we want. And then suppose we want to search, so this is the one test. Now in another execution, say we want to search Selenium, right? Let's say we want to search Selenium. We want to search Selenium, and this time I want to click the index number 2. Now friends, if you see, what is this data? This is some type of object, like it has a string, it has integer, so we have to return these things to the test function. So friends, before that what I will do, we in this test annotation we have to mention, okay, what is your data provider? So data provid, data provider is the name of the function get data. Okay, so I want, sorry, this key get data, so I want my data to come from this get data function. Okay, now that's good, but still if you see there is some error is there, because we have to provide some return time. We cannot say void. If you say void, the error will go away, I think. But here let's see, I think we have to provide the semicolon when we are creating this function. Okay, good. Still there is some error friends, because we have to return something. Maybe this is an object, object, this is an object. Okay. Now I think it looks good to me. Let's see, let me save it. Okay, good. So we will discuss it. Since we want to return the object is this string and integer, right? And we want to return Docker and this, but still friends, it's giving me some error here. So let me see why is this error. So okay friends, so here we have to return, right? We have to return return. Let's create this object first. Return new object, and this is a two-dimensional object, right? So let's do like this. So now this looks good. I think we need one more curly braces here. So the error is gone. Let me discuss what is this. So what we are saying, okay, we have to provide the data from this function, right? So when we have to use this data provider annotations, inside this we are returning we are creating the object. What is that object? In the object we are passing, we are returning this docker 3 and Selenium. And here in the test method we are saying, okay, for this test I want this data provider. Maybe you can have multiple data providers and you can use different data providers for different tests depending on your test, right? So that's it. Now friends, here in this, what we have to do, since we have hard coded it, now we can say, okay, string, since we are getting this right from here, so we can say, okay, string keyword, right? I am getting something keyword that I want to search, and I have integer index, index. Now I will just copy this from here, and here instead of docker I will just remove this, and I will use this keyword here, and here instead of 3 I will say index, so it will use this. Now friends, let me execute this and let's see if it is working fine. Okay, so let's remove this parallel for now because we don't want parallel here, so we can remove it for now. Okay friends, now let me execute this. Run as test engine. Good. Okay, sounds good. So this is the first test. It's just open the home page, closed it. Then I have a second test and I want to search docker. Good. And I click on the third index, Selenium. I want to click on the second index and close it. So it worked fine the way we wanted. So friends, this is how we can do the parameterization in Selenium. So this is the one way. Now what is the other way to do it? So other way, let me comment this part from here. I don't want to use this, right? So let me comment it. Okay friends, so we will not use the data provider. And also here we can, sorry friends, something missing. Oh. Now here we don't need this data provider, so let's see how we can do it. Okay, what I will do is I will comment this part here and I will create like this @test. So we are good now. Now let's see how we can. Okay friends, so if you remove this, you don't need this data provider, also import this one, right? Let's remove it from here. So this is not used. Now good. Now let's see how we can do. So next we can do it from the test ng itself. So let's see how we can do it. Now friends, to do it from the test ng, it's very easy. Like you are providing the test name, and for the test name which class is having that test. So we are providing same way. We can say, okay, for this test, okay, what are the parameters? So it is like same. You have to create the tag parameter. Parameter. Okay, so I can do is like, okay, parameter, okay, let's see what is this problem. Parameter, okay, inside the parameter we will say, okay, keyword, okay, let's say keyword is equal to docker, docker. So my keyword is docker. Okay, it's a Google home test or result page. Okay, we want for result page, right? So instead of having it here, I will remove it from here, Control X. I will have it here in this test. Okay, sounds good now. So what are the parameters? Okay, I want keyword parameter name. Let's say name. I think name. Parameter name is docker. Okay, good. And the value name is keyword. Let's say keyword, right? Keyword, and the value is equal to something like this. Okay, so value is, say, docker. We want to search for docker, right? Let's see what's wrong now. So friends, just give me a second, okay? I think we can. Okay friends, yeah, there was some syntax problem. The problem was like this one. If there is a space, it's giving some error. We have to just remove the space. So that's what the problem was. So we are saying, okay, we want parameter value is docker. Okay, and suppose you want to execute the same test with one more parameter, so let's do like this for now. So I want to run this test one more time. This time I want to search Selenium. Okay, and also we need one more parameter, right friends? So we need the keyword like the search text, and then we need index. So here I will say index, index. Index is 3. Similarly, you can copy it from here, and here we will provide one more parameter. Okay, so this time I want index 2 or 1 or whatever, that's fine. So we are running the same test with different parameters. Now let's run it, friends. And before we run it, right, we have to provide this here. Let me show you that. Just give me a second. Okay, so here after test annotation, since we are using a different way, so we have to say, okay, this test is having some parameter. Okay, sounds good. Parameters, what are the parameters? The parameter is 2 parameters. One is keyword, and the other is index, index. Let's see, we can, this annotation we have to import test ng, right? Test ng annotations. So now it looks good. Now let's how we can execute it. Let's see. Let's run it and see whether it is working or not. Test ng. So this time we did the parameterization from testng.xml file. Last time we used data provider. So it went to this, it worked fine. Next time, let's see here. This is our second test. So this time it's searching with the Docker. It's clicking on the third index, and then the third test. This time it will search for Selenium, right, friends? So it's searching and clicking on the second element. So it is working fine. Good. So I think we are good. We learned how to do the parameterization. Now, friends, let's in the next video we will discuss some more topics like how we can execute this in Docker. So I hope you like the video. Please subscribe to my video and like it, and you provide any comments if you have. Thank you.